Immortal, Hoodwink. PA 25 minutes Battle Fury. That's really bad. Usually the Battle Fury should be done before 20 minutes. That's it here. I'm gonna pause the game for a bit. I'm going to go to the restroom first and then get some water. Just give me a minute or two. So, before that, or while I'm out, I actually want you to think about your game plan in this game. Like, what do you need to do in this game? You know, like itemization, talent, those things. Okay, be right back. Ano may sinasabi ka ba kanina? Wala naman. Kala ko meron. What is this water sound? I think it's from the game, Zed. What is this perb? Someone actually sent me a message on Discord. What do you think of solo queue? I just lost one pretty hard. Only draft needed to make me have no will to play in that game. Only draft needed? What? I don't know. Um, Aya, do you have anything in mind? Like, what do you need to do in this game? Just want to know. Because your comment in this game is that lacking early mid game presence, difficulty playing around a losing team. When you say early to mid game presence, that's kind of hard to answer. But for the most part, the only solution with that is play around your team. If you want to have early to mid game presence, you need to know what are the spells that you have with your team and also your heroes. What is it? To be honest, it was mainly pressure in the safe since SK Hoodwink is pretty strong, but it didn't work well. Do you have any reason why it didn't work well? Blightstone level 1. You don't know? It's fine. Um, are you? What are the heroes that you're going to play in here? I'm thinking that it's going to be Dark Willow and then Troll Warlord. Let me check it in here. Um, you're actually playing role Q. Okay, it's fine. So yeah, it's Dark Willow and then Troll Warlord in the lane against your Hoodwink and then Sand King. I kind of agree that your laning should be much better. Like you should be dominating the top lane with your hero. Timber was owning. Okay. But let's see how it goes. Because to me, since you're playing Hoodwink, it should be easy for you to burst this Timber Soul later on with your ulti, given that you have proper spell usage. But before we talk about the mid game, we are going to talk about your early game first. Your laning with your Sand King. Venom Manacer Force 5. Fucking hell.
A great service.
This one's in the
Bushwhack level 1
There's
maybe.
a lot more we could do with the bag if you ask me.
There's a lot of line right there.
Why on earth would they? We're
30
not exactly
seconds to
talking
This is
about
warded.
geniuses, are we?
He
Honestly,
just
there's a real lack
yeah.
of
You're actually
imagination.
pinging it. That's nice. But he know based on his actions. He know. Maybe just give the center to your OD.
Who said you could
Ah, it will be
stay?
denied. No, he didn't. He didn't deny it, which is nice. And the good thing about it is that you get the full experience as well and bonus gold. But I think it's actually fine if you just give it to your OD, like your sentry, and then let him destroy the observer later, so he will get the full experience as well, and then get ahead of the Ember Spirit. Because he can always go for the Astral and then destroy the Creep. Wait, what is this? Um, yeah, you need to consider as well the matchup. We're talking about Ember Spirit, right? Ember Spirit is a high tempo mid hero. If he got a really good early game, he can easily take over the mid game. And what happened in this laning? Let's hit it one more time. Why are you going on this Dark Willow? Like the laning is the laning just started in here, and yeah, I don't know. I don't understand as well this Dark Willow why he's using his spells on you. But if I were you, that's it. Yeah, I don't understand what they're trying to do in here. Just go back in here with your Sand King, and then instead of using this Bushwhack, since the cooldown is always 14 seconds, the Troll Warlord can easily go for the aggro in here and then deny the range creeps, and the Sand King at level 1 should not commit with a Bar Strike just to secure the range creeps. Because Sand King at level 1 is very weak, and so it's really easy to punish. And since I think the enemy will deny this range creep, and then the Sand King cannot do anything about it. And yeah, you tried and failed. Oof. And you don't have any mana items incoming, so possibly you can only use like 2 more Bushwhack in this lane. Well, the Troll and then the Dark Willow can easily sustain their mana and their spells. Keep going on Troll. Yeah, this is good, but still level 1 of Sand King, right? There's no follow-up. I think it's better if you just keep on right-clicking. You just want to play Observer, yeah. I mean, it's kind of late for you to plant the Observer right here. Maybe at the start of the game, plant it like this. It's gonna be successful. But if you're from here and then going back here, it will fail. Most of the time, of course. Both of you are level 2, but you don't have any more mana to cast your spells, right? And what's happening in here? He's going for Ring of Protection, and how about you, Mango? 70 golds only for your 100 mana.
Get a bit caught up there?
What are the better items that you could actually go in here? This one is level 1, which is nice. Fairy Fire.
First
Okay.
blood on the sand strikes the perfect note.
You're actually kind of lucky that this Dark Willow is playing in here. Like, I don't really understand this Dark Willow. If the Sand King and the Hoodwink is already level 2, there's a really high kill potential right here. The Dark Willow actually scouted it. Yeah, level 2. After killing that, and then he overstayed, and of course he just took the kill right there, which is good. But in higher bracket, this is not gonna happen. This is not gonna happen, especially for first blood. No, it's not. Yeah, lane is being pushed. I think it will be destroyed immediately. Because it's morning, and then they still know that you still have observer. The best thing that you could do in here, since the lane is being pushed right now, is you could hold this wave or stack it first.
Axe is
Yeah.
impressed.
I think the enemy Prip actually scouted it. They're out of mana. Where's Victoria? Sentry. Yeah, you cannot do anything in this lane right now since you don't have mana. Um, since both of you are kind of reliant to the mana,
Just
he's
what I
actually
was
going for
hoping
Soul
for.
Ring.
No money for me.
If the enemy realize that this guy has Soul Ring and then you don't have mana, they should go on this guy. Like right now. You only have like one tango left. I don't know why they're not going on the Sand King right now. This guy should be punished. This guy should die or get very low, and then you only have like tango as well. And he fucking committed to the Dark Willow. He's gonna die. There's a problem with his rushed Soul Ring. If the enemy scouted it, you cannot really stay in your lane. Maybe go in here right now. Your Sand King is safe. Tanking is safe, and then you're kind of stealing experience. And we're talking about Outworld Destroyer now. That hero is not going to play bottle, so you should take it here, and then give more levels to the Sand King. All you need to have as Hoodwink is level 2, and then you can make things happen, right? You can always follow up with the Sand King, or you can initiate with your Sand King, with your Bushwhack, and then Sand King follow up. Especially in this place, it's relatively safe. So, what do you think is the bad thing in this lane? Why you're kind of having a hard time, Aya?
Ready to hurt some people?
Do you have anything in mind why you're kind of losing this lane,
That right?
despite having the first blood? I mean, CS wise and sustain wise.
I was meant to have this. Killing spree!
I won't lie. That was unexpected.
Pudge.
Just
I mean, Pudge is really weak in the lane, but Venom is kind of weak as well. I probably should be pulling. You sure?
yeah, Jax, I get it. That was bad.
Lives like grains of sand.
Okay. Or focus on pulling and securing runes from my mid since it's Ember Spirit. Uh-huh. Anything else? Or maybe I'm not aggro enough. I think you're an aggressive player. But the problem is the target that you're going for. Remember, you killed this Dark Willow twice. Right? You killed the Dark Willow twice in the lane, and what happened when you killed this Dark Willow? He is getting full HP and mana, and then he is delivering the items and sustaining this Troll Warlord for the longest time. Right? So in that sense, now, even if you killed this Dark Willow twice, you're forced to go out to go back in the base, and then the Sand King is kind of forced to buy a lot of sustain for the lane. And the Troll Warlord is actually ahead because of he's not buying any sustain compared to you guys. Like you want to buy all of the sustain in this lane. So if you go to the if you use all of your spells to the Troll Warlord, do you think the Dark Willow can help the Troll Warlord in any way? The only time that the Dark Willow can help the Troll Warlord, if you are going to initiate on the Troll Warlord, is only to terrorize. But this early on, Dark Willow is nothing. Dark Willow is... This is one of the reasons why Dark Willow as a boss 5 is really weak in the lane. Because he is an aggressive hero. That if his laning partner is getting killed, he cannot do anything about it. He can try to root, but level 1, level 2, the duration is not that high compared to your stuns. 1.8. 1.8, right? So, instead of going for the Dark Willow, you should focus on using all of your spells to the Troll Warlord. Even if you don't kill the Troll Warlord, make him low enough to be afraid of showing in the lane. they are going to be forced to get their sustains, especially for the hard support. So in that sense, the hard support will not
Why? That was
really go for any pull, because if he pull the small camp in here, you will go on the troll warlord again, right? You will go on the troll warlord again, and possibly you'll be able to kill the troll warlord, or if not, you're going to harass the troll warlord significantly because of it's 2 versus 1. You're dealing mainly magical and then physical as well. So this is the biggest problem of your lane. You keep going on a Dark Willow. I know it's a very easy kill because it's a very soft hero or squishy hero, but it's not gonna win you lane because this is only position 5. He always get like full HP and mana and then delivery of the items. But if you go on the Troll Warlord, if the Troll Warlord will go buy sustains like Salve, Tango, you're basically delaying his item timings. Instead of going for Battle Fury for like 15 minutes, since he bought Tango and then Salve, he will get like Battle Fury on like 16, 17, 18 minutes. And what if you kill the Troll Warlord? It's significantly better, right? So that's how you should approach the laning stage, at least for the for this kind of approach or for this kind of lane. What if you lane against Undying? You know, it's gonna be more identical to this, but Undying is much harder to deal with if you have like Sand King and Hoodwink. What OD? I don't know. He's only Divine 5, bro. So. Good rotations from your OD and then from your Venomancer. You actually manage to get ahead on the top lane right now. But net worth wise, since the Sand King is still kind of need of the sustaining here. Yeah, 2.9, 3k. And yeah, sure, you got 5 kills in the lane, like 2 kills, 3 assists, but you're not winning the lane overall. A Vessel is nice in this game. Maybe the Venom wants it. Yeah, this is kind of miscommunication because you're not looking into your team. You only look into the Terrorblade, I think. Before you go for Vessel, you need to check for your other support as well, if they're going for it. Since you bought the components. So this is what I talked about when it comes to the game planning earlier, Aya. I told you to think about your itemizations, your skill leveling, and also your talent. Yo, there's Pudge. Wait. It's on you, right? Pudge. Why you're AFK? Yeah, root, hook, no hook.
My finger got twitchy.
Yeah, finally there's the hook, and then you're possibly... You can actually TP right now. You can actually TP. Why you're running away? You died because of it. See it right here one more time, in free camera. This guy used the chains. This guy used the hook. That means they have no way of canceling your TP away. Like right now. No fucking way. You don't need to do this. You don't need to feed. Just TP immediately. You're gonna survive. Presence of mind. That's a free strength for the Pudge later. Pro Warlord bottom now, farming Battle Fury. I don't know why he's going for face boost on this game. The only physical damage is only Sand King, and then that's it.
It's not even my birthday.
I mean the Terrorblade, physical damage, but every damage that they have is more of a magical and then pure. With your hammer. Yeah. Wait. I didn't see it. So yeah, you died in here in this process. Since you didn't TP. You're tipping to top now. Why you're stopping the Pudge? So he will not be able to close the gap. They're actually staying in the sandstorm. You can actually just ignore this pudge because the hook is a kind of skill shot, and there are creeps in here, and then the Sand King can easily evade it. So I think it's better if you just waited for quite some time and then use the bushwhack right there on the Dark Willow specifically, because Dark Willow is under the sandstorm and he's getting damage over time. Same thing with the Timber Saw, and then Timber already used all of its spells for cutting the trees. So, but yeah, it's still fine. It's still a good job, like getting the kills on both of them. It feels like we're going to discuss the same thing with this guy, like with the spell usage and then hero priority. That's it here. So you TP'd, you completed your urn. What about this guy? This guy already has urn of shadows. This is gonna be a waste of gold. Yeah, it's going to be a waste of gold. And you're already level 6. You don't need to take the tome. Maybe give it to the Venomancer instead. He's level 4. Venomancer as a hero is very level dependent. I know that you're at position 4, but at least be kind to your teammates. And you even took it. I mean, level 6 and level 7, it's only the bushwhack that will scale damage and then stun duration. But here, when it comes to your Venomancer, possibly he could get the Poison Nova right there with the Tome of Knowledge, and with the Poison Nova, that will help you significantly when it comes to the team fight. He was toxic. It's not a reason for you not to do your job properly or not to try hard. You can actually go for do two-man stun right there. I don't know why you focus too much on the broken. Let's see it here. Sand King, no stun. He's calling for get back. Yeah, maybe go in here both. Since you're not able to stun the Dark Willow, you managed to deal some damage in here to the Venomancer. He died. And yeah, Sand King not yet ready. So much armor. And you're gonna die. Overcommitment. So if you stop the Dark Willow from getting closer to this Venomancer, maybe you could kite them more. And possibly the Dark Willow will not be able to use the Terrorize just like that. Because he managed to use the Bedlam and then Terrorize. And you guys are feeding. No OD, no Terrorblade.
Like you can't even imagine.
Game is looking rough. Did you win this game, or I think you lost this game, right?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Go for me.
I was meant to have this.
So you're talking about the early game presence? We discuss it, like which heroes you should go for, and then which target you should go. But when it comes to the mid game, it's more of a symphony of spells.
Tower is under attack.
You need to coordinate your stuns, especially the Sand King. He is actually the one that you should play with at this point of the game. You should not be playing with the OD because there's no follow-up stun. You should stick with the Sand King.
That was unexpected.
Stick with the Sand King.
Radiant's middle tower.
Follow the Sand King. Even though the Sand King doesn't have Blink Dagger, just follow the Sand
Middle
King.
tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. The red mist spreads at Radiant.
Getting Val Fury. Not getting contested. OD's back. Getting hooked. No. Where's your Sand King? Finally, Sand King is here. It's really hard for you to land the Sharpshooter without proper setups. Like OD's Astral and Barrow Strike on the guy. Keep going. He's gonna go for Meteor Hammer. No. Oof. Nice, nice. Where are you? 2-4. Nice stun. But you're not getting any charges. Finally, you have charge. And Choli's here. Nah, you're gonna lose this fight. Even if you manage to stay even in this fight, you're not going to get anything done. Like, the enemy forced the metamorphosis on your Terrorblade, and hopefully you can transition this into a push instead of defending this building. Because if you defend this building, it's not gonna do a lot. You should play with the Sand King again. Push this one maybe. It's very low. The OD is not pushing because he's kind of afraid. Where are you now? Yeah. Going to the Sand King. He's dead.
I won't lie. That was unexpected. I won't lie. That was unexpected.
Warded, possibly. He went for a strange change right there. I literally did nothing, took the top and then bottom. Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about. Because you when it comes to the mid-game presence, especially that you have all of your spells and then the cooldowns on your hero, all you need to do is play with your team and then make something happen. Either objective or a kill. But, I mean, the Venomancer is already in the top lane, right? The Venomancer can defend it or just give the tower away. But it's fine. You don't need to be there as well to defend it. Even if you give it, the enemy will not be able to pursue to the Ancients easily because it's high ground. Sand King, maybe TP, maybe nah, you're not TP.
Radiant's
Too
top
late.
tower is under attack.
This is actually your win condition. Only Sand King, bro. You need to play with the Sand King. If you want to make your Hoodwink be useful in this game, play behind Sand King or play with Sand King. OD and Terrorblade just wants to farm, especially Terrorblade's without the metamorphosis. And he's not that strong yet. So I could say that the Timbersaw is not actually owning this game, but the biggest reason why you guys are losing is really your positioning on the map and the heroes that you're playing with. Oof, nice hook. You should back off by now. Go to the right side. Go to the right side. Right side? Left? Okay. Trying to go again, maybe? Where's the Sand King? Still no Blink Dagger. This game is really hard to play if there's no Blink Dagger yet. So if that's the case, you should refrain from playing aggressive because if you keep fighting and then keep losing the fight, it's gonna delay the Blink Dagger much more. And he fucked up. Kill and punch, but it's not worth it. What?
Just what I was waiting for.
So the enemy are missing. Terrorblade went to bottom. This is actually the time that you should go for like this maneuver. Because they're all missing. They're going to play in here. And like what I've mentioned, you guys are not in a position to actually fight them. You don't have the sharpshooter, you don't have Blink Dagger. And you don't have vision, most importantly. And you don't have Terrorblade as well because he TP'd to bottom. We're going to lose this fight. Yeah.
Just what I was waiting for.
Push the lane, much better. Sentrying. Maybe in the hill. Maybe this one. Q? No, it's not. Or maybe here. Or maybe on the on their side of the river. No, it's not. It's not there anymore. Maybe it expired. You're seeing the Ember, but you cannot really kill him. You just need to wait for the Sand King's blink, and then that's the time that you can go. And yeah, this one gives up the idea of having Blink Dagger. Or I mean Observer Ward. Hold on. I feel like you should not use the stun to the Pudge in there. Yeah, at this point, because the Pudge cannot hook at that range, and then there's the illusion of the Terrorblade as well nearby that will block the mid hook right there, and then he cannot dismember because of the range and get back by now. I think you can survive in there if you just bushwhack the Ember, and then possibly the OD could go for 2-man Sanatus Eclipse. But yeah, just keep waiting for the for the Blink Dagger, and then you should go. And when it comes to the fights that you're actually doing, it's not transitioning to any tower. Good thing this one has been destroyed, but the top lane is still standing, and you lost control. Smoke maybe? Do you have smokes? Rushing to the troll. You're still going for the vessel. If you're going for vessel, the Venomancer should remove or sell the urn, so there's no contest when it comes to the charges. But please play around your Sand King right now. He's getting his Blink Dagger. Do you have Smoke of Deceit in here? It feels like you need it. I don't know why you're not taking it. Quicksilver, Terrorblade, yeah. Push mid. Don't show up. Let the OD take the farm in there. And yeah, you need the Sand King. Where's the Sand King? Another thing, Aya. When it comes to your the warding, since you have a way to scout the hills, you should try to plant a sentry in here. Plant sentry in here, and then use your Q in here. In that way, you are going to cover more area for the warding. Like even here, if you planted a sentry in here, you can scout it in here and here. What if this is warded and this is warded, right?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just spend your mana to scout it.
Dire's top tower is
Or if you don't want to use any mana, try to use your courier, your flying courier. Where's your Sand King? Yeah, finally you're making smoke play now. This is nice. You need to play around the Sand Kings. Sand King, yeah. Play. They're all in the bottom area of the map, but you need that. This is actually kind of bad as well. Terrorblade doesn't have TP, but you can try to fortify this this tower. And yeah, you're too far again. You get separated again with your Sand King. Get separated from your Sand King, which is really bad. You're not doing anything in this game, or in this engagement at least. Remember what I told you? You need to play around Sand King. If possible, try to ignore the Timber Saw. When it comes to the targeting in here, I would suggest you go for Dark Willow first. Because if you don't go for Dark Willow, he can actually go for Terrorize and then stop you from going any further. Especially this guy has Pipe and then Sange. Most of your damage is physical, or I mean magical. So you lost the fight, you lost your OD in there, and yeah, Terrorblade's still farming. Let's see the perspective of the Sand King in here. It's actually in here, right? They're actually going for the Dark Willow. Just imagine if you're actually in there as well. Dark Willow in here. This has been scouted, by the way. You can actually try to go in here if you don't really want to play behind the Sand King. Play in here and then stun this guy. But yeah, you should never go on the Timber Saw.
Tower is under attack.
Another thing as well,
Bottom tower has been
before you go, you
laid
should
low.
scout their items. Look at this one, Aya. You have so much time to scout their items. Like here, at this point of the game, you issue the move command, and you're not checking their items, especially on the Timber Saw. Since you want to go on the Timber Saw, you don't even know that he got so many charges. 24 reactive charges. 24, and the HP regen is 50 and 5 insight as well. So yeah. Lose the fight. Enemy going high ground. Terribly doesn't care, still farming. Sand King is up. Fortification, nice. Reset on the enemy side. I think you can go for another smoke again with your Sand King. Because they got separated, someone TP'd, and then you saw them in the bottom area. And they just took the outpost as well. You still have info about them playing around bottom. Now someone is actually on top lane. That means they use TP, right? So if you actually engage right now on the mid lane, the enemy doesn't have TP, especially in the Timber Saw. You can actually go, but yeah, this game sucks. You guys are not abusing the TP of the enemy, like their positioning. Especially if you're playing from behind, you need to be aggressive when it comes to those opportunities. At this point, yeah, Timber has actually went back because he TP'd in here earlier. He moved to top.
They could be worse. Or could it?
Those opportunities will never come back. You need to be more assertive about it.
I usually like my trees to myself. But I'll make
Keep looking on the minimap instead of your hero now. So Ember TP'd, but he got Remnant, right? Sand King bottom, TP'd out. So what's your next move in here? You can actually scout them, like everyone. Podge, Dark Willow, and they're going Rush. Smoke maybe? Yeah, kind of late though. Kind of late. Aegis. Why you're TPing out? I don't know why you TP'd like immediately in there. Yeah. They just took the Aegis, right? And then you just push the wave. The best thing that I could suggest to you here is actually try to go here. Put some vision here. Or here. Because since they're going for Roshan, possibly they're going to play in here. This area, since they go for Roshan, right? You don't need to TP immediately and then go back to base because the creeps are still far. Creeps are far. If you manage to cut it again, to cut the wave, you will delay their push. And you need like 5 minutes for the Aegis to expire. Split push. This is what your Terrorblade is doing. Split push. But now that you guys are getting engaged in here, the Terrorblade is forced to play a losing game. Or, you know, this state of the game. It's kind of losing. But imagine if you keep pushing this mid lane, or you connected with the Terrorblade in here, what will happen is you are stopping the creeps into reaching the mid lane, since you don't have tier 2 in here. Although they can push to the top tier 2, but since the mid is getting pressured, it's gonna be much easier for your team to defend this building and the top lane. And one of the enemy will possibly defend the mid lane, perhaps Ember Spirit, like TP and then Remnant, but it's still space for your team overall because you are basically stopping them like 5 manning into the top lane, and at the same time you are farming and you're buying more space for the Terrorblade. But since you got engaged, Terrorblade is forced to TP out immediately. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Be more elusive when it comes to the map. Abuse your vision. Basically, you have observer right here. You're seeing their positioning. you're seeing their heroes, and the heroes that can kill you is Ember, Pudge, and then Dark Willow. Of course, Troll Warlord can kill you, but I don't think he can actually dodge your stun if you're going to use it. And now you're trapped in the base again. Terrorblade is kind of split pushing, which is nice, but he needs to cut the wave in the mid lane as well. Bottom lane is not enough pressure. The Sanch is actually fucking him up. The status resistance. Can you actually do something about this? Okay. Finally, a good fight, despite having Aegis. If they have Aegis, they should use the Troll Warlord in the front instead of the Pudge, Timber, you know.
Never refuse gold, give it.
Science of Life, at least, which is nice. The question is, can you keep it?
Dire's middle tower is not what it used to be. That
So enemies are dead. You went for the neutral items. And where are you going? Going for neutral again? You should push the lane. Harder. Push the lane. Pudge! Pudge is... No? Not gonna die? Okay. By the way, they don't have BKB and the TP control.
tower is under
But your team is kind of too far as well. And... Yep. They're going to play bottom again. They have BKB and it seems like they learned their lesson in here. Troll and then... Okay. Timber died. Sand King chasing, which is nice. I don't know why the enemies actually want to go. Like, the moment that you guys pop the meta, they should back off and then wait for it to expire. Once the meta is gone, they can go on OD next time instead of the Terrorblade, because Terrorblade without meta is pretty much useless. Easy to kite. Are you doing more replays after this? I'm not sure about it, Fear. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll do more replay.
It's not even my birthday. I just...
Sign of Life making a comeback in here, but oh, if you're gonna play from behind, you guys really need to play as 5. I don't know why the OD is split pushing. If you want to split push, you should have the Terrorblade do it with his illusions. OD should play with you guys. And yeah, you need to play around Sand King more. They're going to wait for the next Roshan. Yo, I actually want to smoke. Yep, there's Metamorphosis. Stun, follow up. You're using your ulti already? It's an overkill. And the enemy know that you don't have ulti now. They only have Pudge. Like, they should actually fight you back. They have BKB on Troll. Nah, they're not ready. They should do the smoke as well. What's your next item? Glimmer Cape. More defensive, more survival. Yeah. But I feel like you could go for Force Staff as well instead of Glimmer. Because if you go for Glimmer and then someone got hooked or someone got initiated, the target will stay in the same place, and the enemy is already aware of the fact that there is the Sand King on your team. So basically, they always have detection for the Sand King, right? Sentry Dusts. A Glimmer Cape will give you like additional magic resistance, but the target is still in there. Compared to Force Staff that can reposition your guys, and that's actually way better in this game at least. And yeah, they're going to fight. You should fight this. This is the last fight, I think. If you lose this fight, you're going to lose the control of the game. Let's watch this one last time. Hoodwink. OD is showing. They can actually jump on OD because the OD is the save. If OD cannot save himself, yeah. Holy shit, this Ember. Bad initiation on the enemy, and yeah, your Glimmer didn't help since the Troll was able to get on top of the Terrorblade, and there's no more astral charges of the OD. But yeah, the result is still okay. I think you can save. You can still save this guy. Bashed. Rooted. You're too far, by the way. And died. You have Ether Lens, which is for more cast range. Cast range by default is 550, and you're actually full HP. And then thinking about the enemy's spells, like they already used the Bedlam, the Terrorize, and then the Timber is kind of on top of the Terrorblade. You actually have nothing to worry about in here. I don't know why you're playing so far away. You should throw your body in there at least. It's still a big win for the enemy Dire because of this. Troll Water is too big to handle now, and you're going to die, I think. Yeah. Camouflage didn't help. Ay, patay pa. Patay pa talaga. Sayang, pre. After this engagement, I think...
Never refuse gold, give it.
Look at the fucking graph in here. It feels like it's a roller coaster. At this point, you're basically waiting for the enemy to commit mistakes, like what happened earlier, right? I feel like I've seen enough in this game. Like we're not going to learn any further in here because the decision making will still gonna be the same in here. But you're not going to be in this spot if you manage to do a better job in the laning stage and then to the mid game. So those mistakes that those things that I pointed out, especially in the early game, is so crucial for the mid game transition as well. Are you just new to the Immortal bracket? And you keep using your ulti to the position 4. Never use your ulti to a guy that is already dead. Never use it. You know, if possible, reserve this sharpshooter for the core. I never see a good sharpshooter in this particular game. Imagine at this point in here. Imagine if you have sharpshooter right here. I mean, not just for the core, but if there is a support that is really important, let's say Lion, AA, Dark Willow, you should prioritize those guys because Pudge alone, which is already dead in that position, will offer nothing into the team fight. He is more of a tank and then single target spells. But compared to the to the Dark Willow, he's actually doing a lot in this engagement, right? Look at the Dark Willow, he's surviving and then he's throwing all of his spells. BKB? What? Why is he only attacking one target? He's not running away. He can actually go for BKB and then TP out. Yep. You're just basically waiting for the enemy to commit mistakes. It's understandable if you're just new to the Immortal bracket though. But yeah, if you go higher in the bracket, you'll get punished for your playstyle in here, and possibly your Sand King is gonna be mad at you because in the Immortal bracket, it's more of a like what I mentioned, utility of the spells. Even you don't have items, just you just have the cooldowns, it's spells. You can actually make something happen. But the problem in that game, Sand King is farming his blink while you playing behind OD at mid, and then you're not getting anything done, and then you are basically dying as well. But if you play with the Sand King together in the top lane, whoever defends the top lane, like the Dark Willow in there, since you are there, one stun from the Sand King, you can follow up, and then you can ulti, and then she's dead, right? It's gonna be a rinse and repeat process. It's gonna happen like all the time in there. Because the good thing about the sharpshooter is a very low cooldown spell, which is 45 seconds only, and then the damage is really high. And Sand King's stun is only like 14, 11 seconds. Do you get my point in there, Aya, when it comes to the spell usage? Like, in the draft, you need to know as early as possible what do you need to do in this game. Which hero you need to play with. Since you're Hoodwink, another stun, but it's kind of hard to land because you could go for the what you call this, for the acorn shot first and then plant the tree and then bushwhack. If the enemy is actually good, they can cut the tree from the acorn shot and then it will negate the bushwhack. It will fucking negate the bushwhack. And you will not do any damage and anything. Yeah. Hey, is there a way for me to copy the guild tags? Searchable defense. Yeah, this one. Yeah, they can actually copy your name and then go for the view guild. But yeah. Thank you for your time, Aya. Let me know if you do have any questions. And let me know as well, like after you what you call this? Play the game or two. Let me know if it's helpful or not. Okay? Ayos ba? Okay. Bago ka lang sa Immortal, naku, madami magalit sa'yo kapag ganyan ka maglaro. Kapag Immortal bracket ka na kasi pre, isang pagkakamali lang, ituturunan nila yung laro. Papatalo na nila. Ganun kalala sa Immortal. One mistake, they will fucking throw the game because it only shows that you don't know what you're doing. And instead of trying to play out the game, they would rather play another match without you in there. That's how Immortal works in our bracket. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not listening, just go next. It's only 30 MMR, why bother?